Hi Luminaires, my name is Maitland and I am here to deliver May's 2021 energy update. I like to do this because I enjoy sharing information, especially that ties everything from the whole into a simple and more direct message, because sometimes looking at all the elements that are involved in identifying energy and how it's moving from the planets, from the stars, from the earth, from Schumann's resonance, from solar flares, from people's decisions, from governments, and all kinds of things that are happening can be really overwhelming. So I am going to tie them all together for May's energy update. I also like to talk about how the chakras in the body are affected from all these changes during the month. I'm going to talk about what chakra is going to be needed the most, what chakra is going to be challenged the most, and which chakra is going to be supported the most. And it's very helpful because then if you're looking at the energetic care of your body as you're going through this energy shift for May, you can look at those 3 chakras and you can do the energy work to help maintain them as they're going through the challenge, the need, or the support. That will help you manage the global and worldly shifts of energy a lot easier. So let's begin. I like going back and talking about kind of where we came from. And when we look at last month, April, that was all of the happiness finally. Like you got to put a smile on your face and you felt the relief of the energy around you just easing up and not so much pressure. And the months before, we were really getting into, like in the middle of last year to the end of last year, it was getting into your intuition and into your psychic abilities. And then it was, we're coming down from our heads and we're getting into our heart. And that's so nice. And then you got to feel the joy of the heart. And now that month is over. April is gone. And now we're going to be looking at May, which is really, really different. I'm going to nickname May as the month of the truth will set you free. And then the tagline would be, what is the truth? Because when we start looking at truth, truth is not absolute. Truth is what resonates for each and every person. So it is not going to be for everybody. Like your truth about your health might be different about your doctor's truth about your health. I like to describe truth as a head-heart coherence, which means when you hear the words and you think about it, it sounds really good. Like you would say, yep, to that, and that is right, or that is correct. You would use those kind of judgment words to lean towards your approval. I know I said the word judgment. Were you like, wait, what does that, what are we judging things? But your opinion of things is your judgment of them. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Humans use judgment all the time to decide who they are and why they are that way. But when your head agrees with the words and goes, yeah, that's really good stuff, then that's your assessment of it. And then when your heart goes, oh, and it feels good. And that I could feel like that for a long time. I really like those two things that go together like that. And then you try it out. You just don't leave it there as a blind faith. You lean into it and you either explain it in conversation or use it in a real life situation and it works for you. It aligns for you. And then it becomes a truth. And then when you use it all the time, that truth, repetitively, and you're like, oh, it constantly supports me and I'm not ever failing or falling when I'm using it, then the whole body kind of switches it into a belief. And then we go, okay, we totally believe in that because we've got proof and validation and we have done that and now it's part of our belief. We don't even have to trust it because now we just believe in it whole bodily. Isn't that funny? Instead of saying wholeheartedly, you say whole bodily. But that makes it sound, it includes all of your bodies, like your mind body, your emotion body, your spiritual body, and your physical body. So a truth is not an absolute for everybody. A truth is going to be you. But I'm still going to nickname May as the truth will set you free. Because when you believe in it, it's going to work for you. And I know we just came off of April where it was a lot of feel good and the heart got to feel really good about things, and you got to experience the joy and the bliss again that were kind of wrapped up and bundled up the months prior, and it was a little uneasy. And they're going to get kind of wrapped up a little bit again for May, because May, with all the action that's happening globally and astrology-wise, and with Schumann's resonance, if when you look at all these things, it's going to be about the energies in the world that are good at deceiving, that are good at manipulating, that are the minority. They're not the majority, but it's like that the person who can say something just that's not true at all by any measurement. That is a lie, that's not real, or that is, some people call it stupid, that they can say it, but in such a really convincing way that people go, oh my gosh, that might be true. And then they accept that false statement because it was said with confidence, blindly, and they have faith in it. It's a blind faith. But then they mistranslate that blind faith to a fact, to truth. And you can easily see where it is a slippery slope. So for May, when somebody says to you, well, scientists say that the sun is only 5 miles away from our atmosphere. And you go, wow, you said that with great confidence. I still want you to pause and go, what scientists? I'd like for you to apply your curiosity this month and ask why. How do you know that? Where did it come from? Even if it is the most compelling thing you have ever heard, and it's going to turn your life upside down with all this greatness, I want you to still say, okay, who told you that? Where did you get that from? Because if you're not going to do that, this minority energy that's going to rear its head in May and falsely present things with great confidence, it's going to topple you over. And you're going to wake up in June and July and go, oh, okay, now I don't know what's going on because I got a little sidetracked. And I don't want you to get sidetracked. The reason this minority is coming up, it's like the last kind of tantrum that the people on Earth who enjoy creating the chaos get to have. Because we, as a globe, have moved into more of a mass consciousness where most of us are connected consciously at a same intelligence level and same emotional intelligence level, that we're all creating this, what's been known as the ascension. We're all getting together and we're raising our vibrations together, and so we're all going to go, yay, and come up and experience higher vibrational energy. And as that's happening, the ones that enjoy that little bit of chaos, they were very scattered. Like, what's happening created a lot of confusion, and they kind of stepped back, disappeared, because they hadn't experienced this kind of cohesion before. But now they're getting together. And you're going to even find people of power with great leadership come and try to present their false ideas as fact and try to convince people to migrate towards the chaos. This is going to be one of the first months to really see the division between those people who are interested in a greater love and unity, which is what a lot of people are saying the transition from 3D to 5D really is, and what the ascension really is. You can call it whatever you want. It's the bottom line is masses of people on Earth are increasing their vibrations. And with increasing their vibrations to higher frequency levels, they have access to different emotional expressions, different awarenesses, and different ways of being. And everybody has a choice. There's nothing right or wrong with saying, I don't want to do that or I do want to do that. That's kind of the beauty of coming to Earth, is that you do get a choice and that you are strong in your own decisions. And if you are choosing to increase your vibrations and you have a friend who's not choosing to do that, and they're going to enjoy the chaos and the lower vibration, and they'll be more aligned with those leaders who are presenting that information that's just not true, has no backing, has no fact to it, that's full of lies, then you're going to have to really hone in on your skills to not place your judgment on them or push or shun them away, because they're still beautiful beings of light. But in the month of May, you're going to see more of those people. You're going to be able to acknowledge them a lot more. So I know that was like, oh, well, I'm not that excited about May anymore, but I want you to be excited about May, because with the acknowledgement of that separation of energy, the lower vibrations and the higher vibrations of people, which both is beautiful, in the act of that, do you know what we get to see more? It's like the parting of the sea. You get to see the ground. You get to acknowledge more of what the earth is doing, because that is a common thread for anybody on earth, whether you are ascending or not. It is a common thread. So now we have the vision of the earth, and you'll notice in the last half of May, Mercury goes into retrograde, and normally there's not a lot of stuff done then, contract signed, but it's going to be a different kind of retrograde. It's a little bit more quieter, and there's going to be good conversation from mid-May, like May 11th on, about the Earth's needs and its heartbeat, her heartbeat, and our pollution levels and our energy resources. And what I'm excited about too is, do you know, for a long, long time, like decades, more than decades, more than a century, that there have been some really wonderful inventions that have been patented, and then the companies that rely on gas and oil, who are running a lot of the power on the earth, come in and they buy the patents out from the people so that they never get to invent their energy-free or organic energy or clean energy equipment like cars and tools and home energy units. And what we're going to notice in May is they're not able to do that as much anymore. And new inventions are coming out that is going to help the preservation of Earth. And that is exciting, that we're getting into the care of her, because we are really on Earth in a spiral, still facing downwards on her demise. That didn't sound good either, but I want you to know that, because if you're thinking you're just one person and you can't make a difference, that is not true. You can choose not to buy product from a certain company and they will lose that business. And you can choose to educate others on how factories and companies aren't using green and clean energy, and then ask them to change their ways. You are one person and very powerful. So when these new kind of laws or discussions come out from the leaders about taking care of the earth, that's going to feel really good in May. And those people, such as yourselves, who are increasing their energy and their awareness, you just had 2020 and part of 2021 to really look at yourself and see, how are you feeding yourself? What nutrition are you providing? From the color of your room, from the fabrics you choose, from the things that you have. Some of you have moved and downsized. Some of you have closed up relationships. I mean, you're really cleaning your energy up. And now that you have that practice under your belt, you're going to get the opportunity to see how you can do it for your earth as well. I know we're stepping more into a global consciousness, that mass consciousness, which then leads to another very exciting thing, is when we talk about the disclosure and the disclosure. It sounds funny when I say it like that, but when multidimensional beings come to Earth and they are engaging with the humans that are outside of the government structure. So when we are working more in a global effort, and when we can understand that we feed and rely on the earth, that's going to open up more doors for the higher vibrational multidimensional beings that support the earth and the contract they have in supporting it to come forward and to communicate. So there's an added bonus about this hiccup in May. It's like we're practicing the observation and non-judgment, compassionate space for those who don't know how to behave with these shifts, that see the light growing and say, I don't want the light to grow. Those of a darker nature. You can put in whatever words you want on the darker nature things, but that's what I mean. You're going to see that. And if you fall back to being curious and saying, why? What is my truth behind that? How do I connect to that? Can I take that and make that into a truth? Can I believe in that? That is going to be the part that saves you. So if we look at our chakras and how they're going to be functioning in May, the one that is going to be needed the most is going to be your third eye. In the past, the heart and solar plexus has been needed a lot because we were moving down from the head to the heart when we're talking about our consciousness. And now that we've done that, we have moved the majority from head to heart, which is from 3D to 5D. Now it's like, okay, well, how do I express myself in a 5D way from a heart-centered, compassionate place? And you do that instinctively, like with your intuition. So that's why I say your third eye is going to be needed, because now when it comes time to be curious and to research and ask why, I don't want you falling back into the old ways of your mind and your brain, because you're a different person now. You're a different being. You use your energy differently. So why go back to the old way when you need to move forward in a new way? So in the new way, it is using your intuition and your psychic abilities and your sensitivities, and that is paired with your curiosity, where you ask questions And that's what's going to keep you above and not falling into the trickery, into the lies, into schemes, into that yucky stuff. Because you'll be moving forward with your heart and really being inquisitive with your psychic abilities, your intuition, and sensitivities. So to support your third eye, there are several things that you can do. That is the color indigo and the vibration of indigo. You can carry lapis lazuli. I would pair it with like a shungite. Shungite is a black stone. It's really pretty, and it helps a lot with electromagnetic frequencies, and that alone can help confuse your third eye energies. So pairing those two together keeps it really nice and clean. You can tap your forehead simply. Just go dong, 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 and go, wake up, it's time to get up. You can use Azurite. It's a beautiful stone. It's kind of dark blue, turquoisey, and green. And so that's going to work for third eye, throat, and heart energies to align them and help you. An action that I enjoy is when you're meditating and you have your eyes closed, or when you're doing yoga, is you look up behind your forehead. Look at the blackness, and you're rolling your eyes up and giving direct attention from your eyeballs right to the back side of your third eye. And that really feeds it energy when you focus on it that way. So then when we look at the chakra that's going to be challenged the most, that's going to be the solar plexus. The solar plexus is the part that really identifies with your character and personality. It's like the way that you would say, or the way that you would answer a question, who am I? Who are you? And you go, I am, and you'd state your name and maybe what you do for a career, and if you're married or not, or have an animal companion, all that. That is yellow energy. It's where your knowledge is, it's where your humor is as well. And it's going to be challenged because the energies that are popping up from like mid-May on, those that are a little bit, sketchy, lie. It's like testing you, but it's not really about you. It's really testing the whole. It's trying to see, can we break this mass consciousness awareness, this evolution, this ascension that's happening, can we pick away at it? So it's not just about you, but you are the one who's going to be managing it. So when it arises, that one's going to be really challenged. And instead of seeing the word challenged as, oh, you can challenge me, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to make some fists and I'm going to fight you off, I want you to think about, oh, you're going to challenge me? Why? Get curious about it. Take a soft approach. It's not about defending as much as it is about saying, I'm done with the conversation and I'm walking away. And you walk away. So this kind of challenge can be from your elders, it could be from your friends, family, it could be from strangers on the street, it could be from anywhere. But I want you to look past the loyalty and appearance of you. Like it's from a leader or a family member. You might go, oh, well, I'm loyal to them because we have a relationship and this is how it needs to be and I don't want to be rude. Like, I would like for you to look past that. And if it was a stranger on the street or somebody you did know, I'd like for you to look past the, I'm going to look crazy if I did that. Or that's going to be weird or stupid, or I've never been taught to do that before or say that. Just, I want you to look past it all and be curious. Why? Why is this happening? Why are you saying that? How do you know? Who does that come from? Where's the proof? Where's the facts? Where's the supporting evidence to what you are saying to me right now? And I really want you to get into it. And then If they can't provide it, you just say thank you very much and you walk away. So the solar plexus will be challenged, the yellow chakra will be challenged with the do I do the old way, and defend and put my fists up? Do I scream to be heard instead of use a calmer language? Because remember, you're now present and more aware into your heart energy, and it's softer, it's compassionate, but you haven't had all the time or a lot of time to practice how to come from that place in the heart. So May is providing you with some of those experiences. Ways that you can help the solar plexus is you can carry tiger's eye, you can carry amber is really, really strong. But amber can also work for the sacral chakra. And you can also, I like topaz and citrine. And you could put those in jewelry or just put them in your pocket. But I really like using and suggesting people to use stones vibrations that are organically from the earth, which we're going to be helping and celebrating more in the future. I like to put them around the bed or in your pillowcase on the bottom side so you don't feel it when you're sleeping, because then you're still the longest amount of time in your bed than any other part of the day, and you can bathe in that energy. Because when you look at frequency dosing, it's really a subtle way to gain strength. And you want to be around it consistently or frequently to build that strength. So what better way to do it than with your bed? Honestly. So the third eye is needed. The solar plexus is challenged. Can you guess which one's being supported? It's the orange sacral chakras being supported. That's where all the curiosity comes from. That's the one this month that you're going to say, go for it. Whatever you need. You need to be creative. Do you need to get a new color? Do you want to paint your nails, cut your hair, express yourself, new music? It's like allowing yourself to go into a new renaissance phase. And that is fun. And you'll bring that to work. You'll bring that into your relationships. You'll find new ways to support yourself and be very expansive and creative. You might find yourself being attracted to different colors and have different needs and getting excited about it. It'll feel very personal to you. It's not like you're going to look at your community and say, oh, we're all doing this. Like the community feeling is coming later in the months, but not right now. It's more of how you get to practice and experience coming and moving from the heart. The ways that you can support your sacral chakra, it's orange. It really likes a bath. It likes a bath where you have like a few drops of an orange citrus and maybe one drop of lavender. And that really brightens up the energy of creativity. I also really like carnelian as a stone to pair with the orange chakra. And as I mentioned before, you can put that in your pocket, but I really like it if you place it next to your bed or around your bed. So that would be like, we could do like a monthly bed gridding to support for the month we're talking about. Okay, so for the month of May, the stones to keep around your bed would be one in each corner. So you have a set in each corner. So in that set would be black tourmaline for grounding, carnelian to support the sacral chakra, the creativity, the curiosity, because this is the month you really need to go, well, why? Why do you say that? Even though I really believe you because you're confident about it, but why? And then I would do, you could do something as sweet as like a yellow quartz. Because quartz is an amplifier. I would do a yellow quartz. If you can't find that, I would do a yellow citrine to support the solar plexus, the strength. And then for the third eye, I would use lapis lazuli. And those are the stones that I would place around my bed for the month of May. And then we can talk about changing it up for June. This would be so much fun. I love doing this. Thank you so much for letting me be here and talk about the energies of May. And I want you to know that with the energy that's coming in for May, there's also a burst of, I'm leaving the best for last. There's also a burst with all that curiosity, and paired with the months prior where you've learned a lot about yourself and how you've come down from your head into your heart, and how we're going to start moving forward as intuitive beings and emotional beings, which are much more fluid. So hopefully that painted a picture, much more fluid, because the good stuff is what you're wanting to attract to you or manifest to you can come a lot easier. And it'll show up a lot easier because you are presenting yourself more in a fluid state of being. And that's a really powerful place to come from. So if you're manifesting money, success, a new career, a better love life, a deeper connection in friendships, a stronger purpose in life, May is going to help you with increasing that. It'll amplify it more. So that's really good to know, but you got to be clear. Remember in January, we were like, you really need to get clear on what you're doing. You got to be clear on who you are, what you want to attract, where you want to be, where you want to land. And I'm saying it again for May, especially from May 1st through 11th. Take that time to figure out, where do you want to be next month? Where do you want to be in 6 months? Where do you want to be in a year? Reassess what you were developing in January and do it again from May 1st through 11th. And then towards the end of the month, that's when the bit of the highs and the lows come in, and that's where it can really start to support you. So your action for May, that's another thing that we could do. We could do the stones for the bed, and then the action, the call to action. The call to action for May is on the first 11 days, figure out where you want to be. Get really, really clear on it, because then when you're clear, your spirits, your energy, the universe, the all that is can go, yep, we heard ya. We know what you want, and we're going to help just scoot that in front of your way. And then when it gets in your way, when it gets in front of you, you can be curious about it and go, why are you here? And then have a dialogue and then build a better trust with it. Oh, it's going to be so nice. Thank you so much for being here and listening. My name is Maitland. And if you like the energy updates, please let Jamie and Colleen know by hitting the like button. And you can share it with others and hit the notification bell. I was told that I should say a few of these things, and I don't know if I remembered them correctly, but to hit the notification bell, because then that will tell you when we're going live. And I'll see you later, alligators. Bye.